not happy about there being a hard lock-on system, with the argument that it lowers the skill ceiling.
The skill ceiling is non-existent now. Hey guys, welcome back to the game portion of our channel where we play mecha-based video games, and today we're going to be reacting to a review video of Armored Core 6 done by IGN. I'm going to have their channel in the description down below. Go ahead and check them out. Just a little bit of background for me. I played a lot of the old Armored Core games, and some of my favorite ones are Armored Core 4 and Armored Core 5 especially, so I am super excited for this upcoming title, guys. You have no idea. I kind of wanted to wait before looking at anything about Armored Core 6 before its release, because I kind of wanted to just go in there super surprised. But I figured, you know what, it's almost that time. Let's go ahead and at least check out the review so far and see what we can dissect from it. I would say the game looks amazing. The game looks actually incredible.
Since the last time we were able to pile bunker an enemy mech in the face.
So fast moving tank legs.
From Software has finally returned to their roots with Armored Core 6.
You can see the numbers got here a lot lower than before.
It's a very different company in 2023 than in 2013, in that Armored Core 6 certainly looks and feels the part of a modern mecha action game.
Yeah, definitely looks action-y.
At the same time, its story and a few elements of its design feel a bit stuck in their old ways.
Yeah, that's definitely that part's definitely old school. They could have definitely did more, but at least they have voiceovers, which, you know, it's better than nothing. I do like the HUD. It's just all on the bottom and then all on the top, and then you have like these things that just show like your elevation. Like, oh, this is your speed and this is your elevation here. So old AC pilots, check this out here. Definitely more simplified than the older games, right? You only have the one back booster, with the most recent ones where you have like back booster, vertical boosters, horizontal boosters, overhead boosters, side boosters. Like, you had all different types and weights and obviously things to consider. Overall, this game is definitely coming from Armored Core 5 in terms of simplicity. I will definitely say that. A lot of the action fighting seems to be more akin to the game that I've been playing called Mass Builder. That game is essentially like a lock-on kind of fun around hack and slash game, and that seems to be actually be more of that. I would say, before we get too much far into it, this game is definitely looking to be like a different mecha game with just the Armored Core title. Now for me, I loved the game Armored Core 5. That was awesome. I knew it was like a super simplified, I wouldn't say dumbed down version, but they changed the formula a lot where it almost felt like a completely different game. So I can see why a lot of Armored Core 4 players didn't like 5, and this might have a similar reaction, just kind of calling it now, where maybe Armored Core 4 players, Armored Core 5 players may not like this one as much because it's just completely different. But at the same time, I'm still really intrigued in how they go with it, and if the formula works, the formula works.
The external parts of your mech all have their own weight, defensive value, AP, and what's known as attitude stability, which affects how quickly you get staggered from consecutive hits.
So that's pretty cool. Like, so they have like the stun gauge that you have. I think this one, Armored Core 4, they had like primal armor, which was, I think, more of akin to like an overshield rather than like stun resistance. But like, I know like being stunned in Armored Cores just suck because you can just get stun locked and just get destroyed by missiles and things like that. So you have your 4 weapons here, your 4 main body parts. So here's your arms, your core, your head, and your leg set. And then we have your inners, which just consists of one set of boosters, which encompasses everything. The reason it says nothing here is because naturally in Armored Core games, if you were running with any kind of tank tread, you cannot equip boosters as well. So that's kind of like normal. And then we have our generator, and that's literally it for our insides. And we do have our expansion.
Mobile Fortress, outfitted with the heaviest.
I like how fast these guys are going on these tank legs. I didn't really use tank legs back in the day. I know in some games they were just like, once you equip them, they're super slow and you had to almost like hop around. It was awful. And I think in the Armored Core 5 they did make him a little bit faster, but I still never really messed around with him. So in this game, it seems like we might only have one armor type, so we don't have to worry about like chemical damage, kinetic damage, corrosive damage, or the old games was just like regular kinetic damage, and then we had like Kojima particles, and then we have energy. I think we're just gonna be like, this has this much defense and everything else just does this damage, which dims down even more so than Armored Core 5, because Armored Core 5 had the rock paper scissors kind of thing there, like, okay, you can have these legs, but they are, you know, weak to corrosive damage, but super effective versus energy, and only mild versus kinetic. And then you had to find a fine line balance on that.
Hello, dual kinetic shotguns on a medium-sized bipedal mech.
That's how I'm going to play. You're probably going to see me with cricket legs. If they keep if the jump on these legs are just better, I just like to be able to do quick hopping with like any kind of short range weapon like shotguns.
You'll never do the same thing twice. One mission had me investigating a seemingly abandoned outpost, only to be ambushed by stealth ACs that I needed to scan in order to target. Another had me dropping down.
So they have kind of scanning in the game. That's pretty good.
Carefully descending from platform to platform so as to
Oh,
avoid
what the heck?
by the laser cannon at the bottom.
Alright, I'll say the mission design is definitely a lot better. Some of these old games are just kind of like kill 35 units in this whole map, and that's pretty much it before the time limit's up, and you're like, okay, that's, I guess, creative.
Failing missions is part of the process, and it's something that will very likely happen to you a lot.
Now, this part is kind of wild to me. Just check this out.
But fortunately, the checkpoint system is fairly generous, and you're given an opportunity to change the assembly of your mech after every death. This made it so that every failure came with an opportunity to assess what went wrong and think about how I could fix it.
In a way, yes, but that isn't that kind of weird? I don't know. Like all the old Armored Core games, if you failed the mission, you had to do the whole mission over again. There was the beginning and then there was the end. But I guess like now, since they have like these bosses and they're probably going to be difficult and you're probably going to die a lot, so it just gives you the chance to kind of checkpoint and then like change your loadout, fight them again. Maybe this is what's akin to old like these Souls games. I saw someone play like Elven Ring. Every time the boss killed them, they just kind of had a checkpoint that was like 2 seconds away. So you just kind of just keep repeating until, I don't know, if you have enough perseverance, you just win the fight eventually. A part of me feels like that's kind of like weird because I might even take advantage of that. Like say, for example, I have a loadout that's made for defeating the mission, and then when it comes time to fight the boss, I'm just like, oh boss, let's go ahead and die, and then switch to like a boss spec, you know?
Coming back with the right answer, whether that was simply by switching out my weapon or a more drastic revamp involving changing up my AC archetype, was always satisfying. Already have the thing that you need to beat whatever you're stuck on. You have to back out of the mission, buy it, and then restart the mission from the beginning.
Like every other Armored Core. That's just how it used to work. Ooh, big slash there. That looks cool. Giant Mecha dying here.
Right and left triggers fire your right arm and left arm weapons. Right and left bumpers.
I do like how they did that.
Left shoulder weapons.
That's pretty cool.
X jumps.
I wonder if you can fire multiples at a time. You just start hitting all your buttons, right?
Left stick makes you go into a sprint like assault burst mode, and clicking in the right stick changes your lock-on mode. I've seen
that little animation of the slash was kind of cool. So it seemed like he used all of his boost, but still was able to use a slash here.
Right stick.
See, generally, once you run out of energy, you cannot slash because slashing requires, if it has a slash distance, it requires energy first off because it's an energy weapon, and then you have to move forward. But this guy, see, he's out of energy here.
Changes.
Still does it though. So, hey, I guess.
Your lock-on.
Pop! And look, no energy use at all.
I've seen a lot of discussion from longtime Armored Core fans who are not happy about there being a hard lock-on system, with the argument that it lowers the skill ceiling.
Let me go ahead and say this. The skill ceiling is non-existent now with this. And I'm just going to quickly touch over as fast as I can on how high that skill ceiling exactly was when it came to targeting. I know you guys are like, it's just a targeting system. How crazy can it be, right? Right here, what you're seeing is like a targeting circle. The FCS would, of course, determine how big your targeting circle was. It could be a square. It could be just like the middle. You can see up and down. You can see only horizontal plane. And then what you need to do is get your opponent into that circle. And then you had the target acquisition, which was like your eyes, right? Can you lock onto this thing? Look at it. Then of course, there's obviously range, right? And then can your weapon hit it? You know, does your weapon have the stability? Okay, just because you equip the sniper rifle doesn't mean you're automatically just long range. You just pick an FCS that's like, okay, increase your radar by 5,000 meters and then equip a sniper rifle, then bam, boom, you're a sniper, right? You needed to have stabilization on your legs, on your arms, equated to being able to have fast tracking. So it's just a lot to it, right? That's where it says the skill ceiling was just astronomically high, because like, even if you're like, oh, I'm just gonna go ahead and equip sniper rifles and do this and just jump in the air, if that target is fast moving and your acquisition is really low, you're not gonna be able to land shots on it. And all these different things, this is literally just hit a button and you're looking at the guy. You know, even Armored Core 5 had oh my god, that targeting system was wild. So we're not even getting to that. That was completely different, and it was difficult in its own right, because if you were targeting, you couldn't fire your gun. So just think about that.
If you turn on the targeting assist mode, you gain the advantage of keeping the camera fixed on a specific target, but you're less accurate with your shots.
That's kind of cool. I guess they're like, hey, if you want an easy mode, your guns are going to suck more. But I feel like once you acquire any one-on-one target, you're just going to do that.
Having the hard lock,
like take the accuracy loss, who cares? You're literally looking at the guy. I get that. Auto targeting, it's different, but I guess somebody in the border ones are like, let's go ahead and do it, boys. Look at that. That's kind of crazy. That weapon is definitely from Armored Core 5, but it uses lasers in the old game.
That pits you against steadily increasingly difficult one-on-one fights against named ACs.
That's pretty cool that they have the arena in this game too, so you can kind of like, it's almost like a practice mode before you actually go online, right?
Each with their own unique loadout and assembly. You'll definitely want to go through them too.
This part is pretty cool. This is what I want to show you. And I'm going to go ahead and compare this to like Armored Core 4 Answers, like FSC system, FSS system. I forget exactly what it's called, but like their kind of like point system. You check this out on the screen here. So here it's pretty cool. So you have like your assault armor, right? So this is kind of like that extra core expansion. So it seems like you're buying like different core expansions here for what you want. It's more like a special ability, it seems. So like right now, this guy has these OST chips. He has a lot of them because it's probably like a demo, but it costs 3 in order to get to the second update here. So he just unlocked assault armor. It shows here, this is how you use assault armor and what it does. And then of course, if you buy 3 more, you get again. So you increase the charge, and then if you do it again, you increase the other charge. The system in the other game is literally for like tuning, enhancing for almost every aspect of every part of your craft. You can just compare the two systems, guys. Yeah, which one do you think looks harder? Enable manual aiming, so this is probably something you just have at all times, and this one's the core expansion. You have attack control up here, so that's kind of interesting as well. I can get down with that. I can get down with that.
Core abilities like a super satisfying kick out of your assault boost.
Oh yeah, we kicking. We absolutely kicking.
Still, if you want to test your arena skills against actual humans, you can do that as well in both 1-on-1 and 3-on-3 online matches.
Oh yeah, boys, meet me in the streets.
Extensively in my review period, but the few matches that I did play were super smooth and a ton of fun. And of course, if cosmetic customization is your thing, there's a ton of options to paint your mech whatever color combination you desire, place a variety of decals you unlock through arena fight.
This is pretty cool. They said only decals you unlock through arena fights. I wonder if they're going to give you like little pieces like they did in Armored Core 5. I'll see if I can find some images from Armored Core 5 emblems. Man, the Armored Core 5 emblem system was kind of crazy. It was almost like Photoshop just in the game. You just constant layers of you stacking and stacking. Here you can have up to 40 layers, it seems. So that's pretty much it. They ended up giving this game a 8 out of 10. I'm gonna go ahead and say this again. This looks like a completely different game than the Armored Core series that I'm used to. But again, that's kind of like how 5 was when after the original stuff. So maybe this is just another chapter in Armored Core. This might be the correct formula. Who knows? But at the same time, if I wanted the old school way, I'll just play the old school games, right? What kind of critiques do you have about the game? If you're an OAC pilot, at the same time, if you never played Armored Core before, are these welcoming to you? I don't understand, like some people may not play mecha games. And a lot of people who haven't played mecha games are gonna try this one, so it'll probably be easy for them to kind of jump in rather than like, oh man, there's just so much mess going on. This is why I don't play these kind of games, kind of deal there. So, all right, guys, before you leave, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Leave a comment down below if you haven't already, and of course, check out some of these videos. I know life can be hard out there, guys. Keep your head up. Keep moving forward, and most importantly, let nothing stop you. Peace out.